Okay, so you're getting up to the actual night. It's time to plan your run sheet, and it's time to execute your run sheet. What does a night look like? What does an Awaken event look like? I'm actually going to show you now. We're going to cut to a video that I did that was a recap of one of our events, and I think that will help you see what a night actually looks like. You're going to have to I'll just run you through our run sheet, and then we'll cut to this video. So at 2 o'clock doors open, and my wife and I arrive with our tech guys that need a little bit of extra time, and ideally our event coordinator. That's at 2 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, a setup team arrives and the worship team arrives. At 4 o'clock, we go out and we do street outreach for those that are there for that. And the worship team stays, they do their sound check, they get ready. At 5 o'clock, we're back in, everyone's having dinner together, coffee together, people are arriving, it's a time of community. And at 6 o'clock, we start our service, and we do a team briefing just before. That's at 5:30. So 5:30 team briefing, 6 o'clock we start our service, and then we go into the night, and we're usually done by about 8:30. But have a look at this video, because I think it will show you, it will just give you insight into how a night really looks. So we've just had Awaken the Valley's third Yarra Valley event. It's so exciting, just seeing what God's doing in this space. We actually are meeting in a Salvation Army church here in Mooroolbark in Melbourne, and it's just been phenomenal. Today was another great day of just really kind of leaning into what God's doing. It's this sense of He's kind of waking people up in our region, and so we're trying a bunch of different things, just trying to step into what God's got. So we started the night off tonight with outreach. 4 o'clock we all gathered, we went down the street, and probably the thing that impacted me the most was these two teenagers. You had two young guys, and one of them was quite aggressive. He was quite in our face about, what are you doing here? Why are you talking to us? What's going on? And this other guy just pulled one of the team aside, and he wanted to chat, and he said, I need to talk to you. Like, two of my friends have died in prison and drugs, and two others have become Christians, and I'm at a crossroads because I got to do something, because he himself was caught up trouble with the law and drugs and all of this.
He said 12 months ago he wouldn't have been able to talk to us about Jesus, but two of his mates in the last 12 months have died from drug overdoses, and the other two have been in jail. While the one was in jail, one was stabbed, and Jesus actually appeared to him in the jail, so now he's a full-on Jesus nut. And this guy Jake is sort of in the valley of decision. He's thinking, what do I do with this? How do I figure it out?
I was also chatting to a guy who's from the Chin community in the area, who's really come over from Burma, and we had a great chat. And just to be able to connect with people down the street is something that's new for a lot of people in this area, to do street evangelism, so we're loving that. And then we came up here and we had pizza, we had coffee, chatting together, and then jumped into the service. And it was really fun because we had this sense that God wanted to do something different. We had a panel set up, we had a run sheet, it was all there, but a friend of mine, he'd always say, mate, the run sheet's just the floor, it's not the ceiling. And so we had the run sheet, but really God just built on it. And my friend Liam shared his testimony, shared an amazing word, we worshipped, and Joyce really just lent into what God was doing in the worship. And then we started to see people get healed, and there was an altar call for salvation. And this young guy, he comes forward, is the best. This is like, I was sitting there going, God, you're so good. He said to me, the first time he's walked into a church voluntarily for the last 7 years. His parents are elders, but he has wanted to have nothing to do with the church. And here he was tonight. And when the call was made, he got up out of his seat and stood in front of all these people that he's probably never met, and some that he probably has. And he just said, right, I need it. And prayed the prayer and decided he's in for the kingdom. And that's what it's all about, is every month just seeing a harvest. And so that's our heart. Our heart is through these events. We do these miracle healing nights. We preach the gospel and we see people get saved, but we also see it day to day, down on the streets, wherever we go. Whether it's here in Australia, whether it's overseas, we just want to see people connect to Jesus, whether they've walked away and they need waking up and reviving, or whether they never met Jesus and they need reaching. It's just so exciting. So there's going to be plenty more to come, that's for sure, as we just keep chasing after what God has